Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I think today, even after lunch, nobody would have slept because session was really entertaining. And entertaining in a sense, we have learnt lot many new things. Since morning, it has been AI, chat GPT, and how things can be done. And we have also seen the December 24 case, right? So it has been really interesting. But see, friends, all this could be possible. I have just came over here to express two views. First thing is about the certificate course which we are doing in next month. So previously it was only for 42 seats as per the seats available in our lab. But because of the response, we are changing the location now. So all those who are having interest, they can register their name outside with Deepak or any of the branch staff. We will be updating you about the new location as well. And secondly, I really want to take this opportunity where I would request all of you to give a good round of applause to our beloved CCM Chitaya sir for inviting such excellent panel of speakers who have really shared much more detailed knowledge, because it's really impressive. Till date, in fact, lot many seniors are sitting here in front of me. They would have seen many speakers who have knowledge, but really passing on the right knowledge in a right way to the participants, that makes it more interesting. And since morning, I think a lot of things have been passed on to us. Now it's our responsibility to take it in a proper manner and learn further detail into it. But nevertheless, सुबह से चैट जीपीटी कर रहे हैं, that doesn't mean कि ये session भी चैट जीपीटी होगा. It's a T20 match which can turn around at any point of time. And believe me, friends, this session would be like the last 5 overs of a T20 match. So don't feel कि अभी ChatGPT पूरा ही पढ़ लिया है, अभी निकल जाता है. I think here we have one more new speaker who will be speaking on few other things as well other than ChatGPT. And I would request that let's really give a big round of applause to the new speaker as well. Thank you.
Now I am extremely happy to introduce our today's session speaker, Dhaval Kodilkar. He's a fellow chartered accountant with over a decade of experience of working with leading chartered accountant firms and international KPO, has gained extensive expertise in financial reporting, audit automation, international taxation, and finance and accounts outsourcing. In his career, he is advising a select portfolio of listed clients in India, UK, US, in assurance finance, business strategy, international taxation, India entry strategy, ERP implementation, and many such areas. He has also presented article on harnessing shaping the future of work for the chartered accountants, which was published in ICAI journal in May 2024. He is renowned for his innovative use cases of AI tools in the area of finance and accounts and audits and taxation. AI Hackathon, which was organized by AI in ICAI, it was an event. In AI Hackathon, use cases for listed companies for simplifying in dividend taxation, coffee with CA GPT, use cases in company audit, etc. He is a speaker on various levels. Through his tech venture, he is dedicated to empowering organizations with financial insights and automation strategies, helping enhance financial performance and support sustainable growth, all while delivering high quality, timely and ethical solutions to clients based on all over the world. So I request Vice Chairman CA Sachin Miniar to felicitate CA Dhaval Kodilkar by offering a memento.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now I request our today's session speaker to start a session on AI in transfer pricing, tax automation in CA practice.
Hi, good evening everyone. Can you all hear me properly? Yes. So how was the tea? All are refreshed? So as sir just said, this is a T20 match and last 5 overs are always crucial in all the T20 matches. The strike rates has to be like double, 12, 18 runs per over. So just be seated there till the end of the session, because one of the most important and most innovative tool that I'll be sharing, which is a Gamma tool. If anybody has heard about it, Gamma tool? Yes, good. So there are a couple of people. So I'm going to share that tool also, but you have to bear with me for the 90 minutes for that. So with that, I'll just quickly start with the presentation. So as you see, the today's point that we have taken is artificial intelligence. So already we had enough session, what is artificial intelligence, what is narrow AI, what is weak AI, Gen AI, so I'm not going much deeper dive into it. But just to quickly tell you where the AI is going to take us. So being a small and medium CA firms, and I understand a lot of the members present today are from the CA practice rather than CA in industry. So one of the challenges that CA firm has always faced in India is to scale up. Just for example, we can maybe scale up to 25 employees, 50 employees, but there are very few CA firms who can go beyond 100, 500, 1,000 employees. So how do we do that? And that's where I can help you all to increase and to scale up your CA practice, because I have seen globally, I have worked with top 20 CPA firms in UK, top 10 CPA firms in US, and a lot of other countries as well. And I have closely seen how they work, how they value their time, and how they even smartly bill the time to their clients as well. So a lot of time what happens as the Indian CAs, we have a scope of work with our client, and we go by that. There is never a bill which has been raised on a client for an hourly meeting that you spend, the hourly time that you spend with your client. How many of you guys here are actually charging your client for having a meeting with them? So one. So why other people are not charging it? Come on, you are spending 160 to 180 hours in a month. Not just for that scope of work. You are spending much more than that. You are actually consulting your client day in and day out. So what's stopping you from charging it? So just think in your mind and try to take this as a challenge that maybe next 100 days, I'm going to revamp my CA practice, and that's how I'm going to scale my CA practice. So this is a 100-day challenge I'm giving from the two contexts. One, from the scaling up your practice, and second, from integrating AI into your practice, which means have a dedicated one person, as a lot of speakers said earlier. Get one person in your firm who is going to be like an AI brand ambassador of your firm. Give them 1 hour daily. If you're working 8 hours a day, give them 1 hour daily for the AI implementation tool. They will work with all your team members, improvise the process, implement it, and you will start seeing the difference in 100 days. And definitely if things happens, if we again meet in January, February next year, I would want all of you to at least tell me if you find any difference in the last 100 days and how now you are increasing your CA practice. And obviously, everybody wants to 2x their practice, right? Everybody wants to year on year 2x their practice. Who would not? अपना client का business बढ़ रहा है, हमारा क्यों नहीं बढ़ रहा है? So you have to align your growth also in that fashion. So that's how only the CA profession can grow. And with that, let's start with my quick present. That's my quick introduction. I think that fairly has been spoken by the host. Yes? 100 days? So why don't we follow it? So let us all also follow. And I think once, I think our council has also done a brilliant job this year by introducing ChatGPT and a lot of other AI-related features. So I think if you all agree and we all can connect somewhere, and maybe in January, February, at least I want 50% of you guys at least to be at a better stage with that 100 days challenge, okay? Maybe you can use ChatGPT to prepare a 100 days plan, if that helps. So what are we going to talk about today? Artificial intelligence, I'm going to skip it. I don't want to bore you guys again. Already we had 3 sessions, so we are fair enough clear on what is artificial intelligence. Second topic we have, what is the AI tools use cases in transfer pricing. So can you just all tell me how many people here are actually working in transfer pricing domain? Like around 10, 20% of the people? Sure. So what I'll do, I'll not spend too much time on transfer pricing in the interest of all the members, but I'll still cover a couple of use cases. And maybe we can have a different session in detail for transfer pricing, sir. Then we are going to talk about the AI tools in the tax automation. Then we'll also see how we can automate the card reporting, which I think another speaker has already shown it. But what I'm going to show is that how do you create your own CA GPT? The way I think recently just Himanshu ji explained that ICAI ने अपना CA-GPT बनाया है. So that's what I'm going to tell you, how you can create a custom GPT for your firm. Let's say I am a Dhaval Kodilkar and Associates. I have my own GPT in my office, which my team uses. And I have already trained that model so that it gives me the exact information based on my firm's practice, my firm's core areas, my firm's core ethics. And that's how I think each one of you can do it, which is not a generative AI, which is publicly available, but a very custom-owned, your own specific CA firm's GPT tool. And on top of it, the data privacy, I think one of the member has rightly pointed out कि data share होता है क्या OpenAI के साथ. So yes, but there is also a feature when you create your own GPT, you can turn that off. So you have that functionality in OpenAI ChatGPT that you can turn down that function so that your data, your client's confidential data will not be shared with the OpenAI for training their own models. So that feature is there, and that feature has already been activated in CA-GPT. So even if the conversation goes, the data, the client-specific data doesn't go to the OpenAI. So that's the crux of the CA-GPT. And again, the last Gamma tool, which is a showstopper. So be with me till the last moment to go through Gamma tool. So before I just start with all the use cases, I just thought of getting one funny activity done so that our minds are freshen up. So I'll just quickly tell you, how many of you know actually what is machine learning? Or anything, you can say, even if you know something, you can just say, what is the machine learning? So can you just tell me one line, what is exactly machine learning for you?
Machine try to analyze on the data available in it, and it's kind of a self-learning for the machine.
Right, right. And one of the application we can talk about is autonomous cars that learns from itself. It has the cameras embedded in it. It learns, it sees the environment, and accordingly it forges its own path. I think all of you are aware about the Tesla autonomous cars. So that's what the tool they use. So I'll just tell you the funny activity that how these models and how this machine learning works. So I just have a quick activity. I'm going to start a quick demo, and I want all of you to select one option, whether you will go with the which image. So let's say you are a self-driving car. Just let me quickly connect the network. So these questions are from the point of view that you are training an autonomous car model, and you have to answer how will this you will go with, because the option that you will select amongst the two images that will shortly appear is going to be at the back end training that car. Yeah, so can you see this? So left-hand side image and the right-hand side image. So let's say left-hand side image mein, if you go straight, you all will die, whoever is in the car. There is a dead end. If you go left, the people who are crossing the road will die. What you will do in this case? So how many are for the right side? Your right side. So how many are for this image? 1, 2. Oh, you will sacrifice yourself for the other people. You are really generous. How many are for the left image? So majority idhar hi. Maro. So you will apply the brake, sir, but the autonomous car will have some friction. Even if they apply the brake, it will still go up to some point after putting up the brakes. So that's the challenge. Yes, sir.
Being an autonomous car, it would judge and take the decision and stop it.
Right. So as you rightly said, what you are saying is a level 4 autonomous car. Right now, Tesla is on the level 2 autonomous car. Level 2. So they don't know. So which is why a huge controversy erupted that if a car was on the autonomous mode and an accident happens, who is responsible for that accident? जो बंदा जिसने ऑटोनोमस पे चलाया वो, या फिर कार कंपनी जिसने प्रोग्राम डिजाइन किया वो, या फिर जो बंदे रोड पे चल रहे थे, they didn't see an autonomous car is coming. So who would be responsible? It's a completely gray area. And there will be so many gray areas coming up. So ये तो बस एक, let's say if I select this, there are a lot of other options. So that's how the machine learning happens. So machine को नहीं पता, वो emotional decision नहीं ले सकते. As far as humans are concerned, you can take an emotional decision. Like in this case, we might rather sacrifice an animal instead of humans. But machine ko agar bola you have to go straight, it won't care, it's an animal, human, whoever it is. So I hope it gave you some brainstorming that how things will work in the machine learning. So with that, I'll just move to the next point. There are a lot of, you all can just go on this moralmachine.net. You can complete the entire 13 images, and it will give you the self score. That what is the kind of person you are. So आप कर सकते हो ये. So they will tell you कि are you a very bad person or a good person. So it will be interesting. So that was about the machine learning and a part of robotics as well. Moving to a quick, again, one more example before I jump into the use cases. How many of you are actively trading in the stock market? Or investing as well, let's say investing as well. Almost all, great. How many of you are using algo trading? None? What must be the reason? Not? Not aware, अच्छा कि कोई issue नहीं. So what is algo trading? Algo trading is basically a machine generated trading. Let's say जैसे हमने अभी machine learning सुना. So machine learning को हमने program किया. You take a buy position, take a sell position, and it can be even in 1 paisa, 2 paisa, 3 paisa. So that's how the algo trading works. And I hope you all have at least heard of a flash crash that happened in 2010 in the US market. So what had happened at that time? A very small mistake happened through a large mutual fund. They initiated a sell call on a particular script. And what triggered that? Because there was a higher number of trades which were shorted rather than long. So a lot of other algorithms triggered short activities. Because they could see there are no buyers, there are all sellers. So that triggered such a huge 36 minutes chaotic trading that the S&P index fell almost 998 points, which is 9%. And if you talk about the market cap, that it was a $1 trillion of erosion in 36 minutes. And again in 36 minutes it came back as soon as the algo started reversing. So that's how the impact of a machine learning can also go wrong. That so much of the wealth was eroded. So these are the couple of things which are good also, but there are some bad things also. So when we are talking about AI in practice, and a lot of other speakers also said that whatever the responses ChatGPT or any generative tool gives you, obviously please verify it before you send it to any of your clients, because that's our responsibility. It goes from our email and not from the OpenAI's email. So definitely that's the one important thing. So with that, I move to the more interesting part, which is getting into the real life use cases. So as I said, I'll just spend quick 5 minutes, only 5 to 10 minutes on the transfer pricing. Then I'll put more focus on the tax automation and the other 2 new tools that I have to cover. This is, I think you all are, I was ratta ho gaya abhi. So yeah, so I'll just quickly tell you what is transfer pricing and what we are going to do. Obviously, everybody of you are CA, you know what is transfer pricing. So what I'm going to just quickly show a demo of 2 minutes is how do you generate a lot of important questionnaires, a lot of important study, a lot of important analysis in a transfer pricing. And that can be used with the 2 tools. One, ChatGPT, which I would rate as an average. And the other tool is a Perplexity, which is, I would rate again a better, advanced version. The biggest difference between the ChatGPT and Perplexity is that whenever you generate any response from the ChatGPT, it doesn't tell you कि source क्या है. They may have the data at the back end, but you won't know from the response from what source they have collected the data. That's the advantage in the Perplexity, that you can also check the source from where this information has been taken out. So that's how I'll just show you both the difference. I'll give you the same prompt in ChatGPT and I'll give you the same prompt in Perplexity, and let's compare the responses of both of them. So for now, Perplexity is a free tool. Unlike ChatGPT, you have a charge as well, and you have a free tool as well. But right now, the Perplexity is free. So I'll just compare both the responses for you all. So I'll just jump to, in fact, TP analysis part only. So just one important thing, I think a lot of people might have making a mistakes. Whenever you are generating a prompt, so very important part is you define what exactly is the role of the GPT or any AI tool. So as you can see here, I have written, you are a transfer pricing consultant. So what happens at the back end, as all the speakers said, कि वो बच्चा है, it's just a 2-year, 3-year-old toddler, he doesn't know anything, he doesn't understand anything. So when you say that you are somebody, so it has a professional background, the professional way of reasoning, thinking, and then answering. So it's very important that first you define a role, and whenever you go, maybe tomorrow, Monday, you try doing this. First, you don't give this role assignment, you give a prompt, then you assign a role, and then you give a prompt. You will immediately find a difference between a prompt which is having the role defined. So prompt creation is also a skill that you all have to learn in order to get the correct responses. So what I have done here, you are a transfer pricing consultant for a robotics company and working in a production of robots which are tidying up things like a toys at home. So just prepare a transfer pricing functional interview questionnaire that we have to initially ask the clients, and also prepare the functional analysis for the autopilot, Inc. and industrial analysis. So ये तो आपने देखा ChatGPT में perplexity दिखाता हूँ. You will see sources. This is the biggest difference I feel between the other generative tools and this tool. Because हम लोग भी जब CA कर रहे थे, हम लोग भी जब replies draft करते थे, we used to put a citation and we used to wrap it up with the case law का print taxman से निकाल के, any other CTR से निकाल के. So that is called as a source. Unless you have the source, तब तक तो यार पता ही नहीं ना डेटा कहाँ से आ रहा है. We don't know what exactly am I reading. ChatGPT, it can give any response. It can go into the hallucination as well. But when the tools like this adds authenticity, they have given us sources, and not one source, multiple sources. There are 5 more sources as well. So it has taken the data from all those 5 sources. That can be a research article, that can be a blogs, that can be a publications, that can be an actual OECD guidelines. So that's where it adds a bit more trustworthiness. So let's quickly compare the answers. And again, this is just a use case of transfer pricing. You can apply in anything. You can apply in tax, audit, or whichever area you want to apply that. So obviously, I'm not spending too much time on the ChatGPT, how it has generated the response. On the perplexity, you can see these are the sources they have given. This is the questionnaire they have provided, the functional analysis, and the related topics. So this, and you can obviously rewrite and generate further more examples as well. Just one thing that I would advise is that whenever you're using any Gen AI tool, try to not log in with your own personal email ID. Make sure you create a small new email ID just for the sake of using it with the AI tools. The reason being, as soon as you link your email ID, lot of data gets shared, lot of data about your email ID wherever it is registered and wherever it is in the database. It gets consolidated and they get all the information about you. So that's the only challenge. So you can always log in with any other email ID. So clear till this? Did you guys find Perplexity useful tool? Sure.
One second.
Yes, sir.
For ICAI,
Yes.
ChatGPT,
Yes.
can we use dummy email ID?
Yes, sir, you can. The only thing is that for the ChatGPT, you can use any email ID, but the way to go to that GPT is through your membership number.
So we cannot use
So you first register on the membership AI in ICAI website. You put your membership number, you log in. Or else what you can do, you can still search the ICAI GPT because it's a GPT, it's available in the public domain. The way you can explore other GPTs, which we have shown in the earlier session, you can explore the GPT. You can also type the ICAI GPT name there. You will still find that in the result.
Yeah, but how we can use another email ID in the ICAI use of the ChatGPT?
Because ICAI is not mandating the professional email ID to be registered on the ChatGPT. ChatGPT पे let's say मेरा Dhaval @gmail ID, which is not my official ID, Dhaval fake ID, and मेरा ICAI में मेरा Dhaval official ID.
I got your point that institute's login will be based on the membership number,
Right.
not with the mail
Right.
ID. But this is a fantastic suggestion for in practical use.
100%.
To use the dummy. Fantastic. Thank you very
100%,
much.
sir. And on addition to that, there is also now new phrase coming as anonymization. How many of you have heard about anonymization? Yeah, so it is basically just removing all the client details from the data. So जैसे हमने GST notices देखे, engagement letters देखे, whatever we want to create, just anonymize the data. अगर मेरा धवल कोडिलकर associates है तो मैं ABC associate लिख के वो anonymize करूँगा, and then I'll upload the data and I'll generate the response that also from the other email ID. So that my data is not being shared. And because now we are on the data part, I'll also quickly tell you how we can switch off that data sharing on the CHGPT is already done. I'll show you how it is being done. So this is just a paid version, as you can see here. This is a Caro Audit Assistant GPT I have created, and I'll also show you how we create a GPT, how that model is created. Or let me right away show you why not. So this is a GPT I have created for the Caro. As you can see, I have given a description that it has to analyze the financial, it has to check the Caro applicability, it has to prepare a Caro report, and it needs to give me the downloadable Word file. So this is a chat GPT, custom GPT creation screen that you're right now looking at. So then I have given the instruction, okay, how you have to analyze. So I have told them you have to review 21 points mentioned in Caro, then you apply it on the financial statements, then you check the 21 clauses of Caro, then those clauses you have to analyze in the financial statements, and then you have to give me the answer. And that's how this model is being trained internally by us for our own firm use. So then I have also given some 100 questionnaires. So what I have done, obviously there will be a lot of questions that will come on this, any model. So I have created hundreds of questionnaires. I have thrown all those questions in this model. It has given correct answers. We have kept it as it is. It has given wrong answers. We have updated it. So that model gets trained itself. And one of the important part of it, again, these are just the attachment knowledge base. This is ICAI guidelines, Caro report, a sample financial statement so that it learns a sample Caro report. And here you will find an additional settings where you can see use conversation. Let me just quickly zoom it out. Are you able to see this now? Additional setting. Use conversation data in your GPT to improve our model. ये chat GPT कह रहा है कि मैं आपका data use करूँ या ना करूँ. I have unticked it. So does ICAI. So that अगर data जा भी रहा है conversation data attachments, it is only up to my door. It is not going into the door of OpenAI. But if I tick this, it will go. But again, on the safer side, what I practice, in my practice, I create a fake ID, I do not share the conversation data, I anonymize all the database which I'm uploading, because as long as the response is clear, it doesn't matter kiska naam hai, kiska firm hai, kiska company. So that's how I use this practice, and that gives me fair enough protection from any regulations, either in EU, either in US, either in India. So these are the 3-4 topics which are important on how you can use a chat GPT and how you can create your own custom GPT. So this is how you create. As soon as you complete all this functionality, you train your model. On the right-hand side, you will start seeing it has started showing us the preview. So this is how this custom GPT is being made. And one of the use cases that I keep telling all the CAs is that whenever you get a new employee, new article, it takes so much time to train them. It takes so much time to explain them everything. So there you can just create a small training model. Upload all your in-house SOPs. Like we also have a lot of hundreds of SOPs. SOPs on how to process GST, TDS, year-end financial statements, audits. So just upload all the SOPs. Let that article sit on this GPT and learn one topic one by one. He can be doing as a conversation with it. And as I think the other speaker showed, it can also work on a voice. So the today's generation won't even take an effort, might as well to type it. So they can just put a headphone on and start having a conversation, तो उनका LMS बन गया. And just imagine if you have your own LMS system. So that's the next level up for any CA firm. And that's how you can maybe get the staff retention and reduce your employee turnover as well. So any questions on this, creating custom GPT? All clear? Guys, all clear? बोर हो रहा है तो बताओ, मैं आपको चैट जीपीटी नहीं चाहिए. 100%, sir, 100%. That's why even I like it. Because the transfer pricing is one issue where you cannot give any TP study without a data backed by it. So it has to be properly source driven, OECD guidelines driven, industry analysis, industry reports driven. So that's definitely one of the tools. So I think that's about transfer pricing. I don't want to spend again too much time on the next 3-4 prompt. All it will do is generate a report, generate a study, generate a management letter, generate an audit report. Rather than that, we'll spend a better time on the tax automation. The perplexity also you can do. Right now I have done it on the ChatGPT. Yeah, but perplexity, again, because it's a source driven. So the good thing about that is you don't need to worry about the data or the knowledge base because you are getting the knowledge base. So for example, these 5 links, I can actually go click on this link and read what exactly that link is talking about. So I can just copy this link as a source and keep it in my document. So जो industrial analysis है, that I have backup. And again, all are from the global database.
So can you
Yes, sir.
just summarize what are the steps to create our own GPT?
Sure. So for first thing first, you have to get the paid model of GPT. So which is like $20, 1,600 rupees at the max per month. And as soon as you have the paid version, you will start seeing a lot of other features here, as you can see on my screen. Yeah. No issue. As long as you're paying, everything is fine. And you can also create a team workspace also. There is a higher charge for that, but I think for all of you, just a normal $20 thing would work. So I'll show you how you create the custom GPT. So here I'll just show you Caro only that I have created. So sir, this is So this is how you create. So I was on the configuration screen. So I'll go back on the create screen. So here they're asking, because it was already have the knowledge of Caro, that's why it's asking. Otherwise it will say, welcome back, what GPT you want to create. Then first you define a role. Okay, you are a, let's say, human resource trainer of my CA firm. You will be training all my new staff, all my articles on 5 things. Direct tax, indirect tax, GST, Chobi, 5 things. This is the source material. This is my manuals. This is my software manuals. Chobi software, what you're using, they give some manuals. You upload those manuals. These are my some professional HR policies of my firm. These are my client engagement policies, or whatever the policies you are governed by in your CA firm. You upload that, and you create, configure. You start asking questions to that GPT, see responses, put some time, at least put 10-12 hours into that, create a proper 100-200 questionnaire list, dump it here, so it will understand, acha, ye question I made it wrong, now I'll create a right question as per your response. And that's it. You just update it, share it with your team. The link will come, or even you can find it into the Explore GPT. Although there are thousands and lakhs of GPT, the easier way is to share and give the link to your team members. But again, you can also properly search on the Explore GPT option as well. So that's how the GPT can be created. And I think it's worth, honestly, just a 1,700 rupees a month to have all the headache transferred to a custom model. And similar way, you can create a client questionnaire model also. A lot of time, client keeps asking question, what is the deadline, what is pending, what data is required, what data needs to be sent for XYZ thing, or what are the outstanding fees if some client would ask. So all those can also be updated at the back end. You have to link the data. See, eventually it's all a chatbot. You are creating a chatbot. It can be used for any purpose, any purpose. At the back end you create, you provide these things, you provide the prompts, you provide the configuration details, and it will start showing up the result. And there is no limit on anything. No limit on training the model. The more you train, the more effective it will be. The more data you will put, the more supporting guidelines you will put, the more the proper responses it will generate. And I think right now, after ChatGPT is over here since 2 years, a lot of people have started using their own GPT. Very few people are going onto the general GPT.
You mentioned that we can create our own
Yes.
group like this. But will that restrict other information available on the ChatGPT, and only the information which I put inside that that will be available for the staff.
So it will give preference first to your information that you have uploaded. And if you want to further go and tell him, you train them. Let's say if you don't find any knowledge in my database that I have given you, then you go into your normal model and provide the response and also specify that this is outside of my knowledge base. So that is also there.
That's separately required to be prompted?
Prompted. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. But that's an interesting question, sir, because it has to go sometime outside. Because हम कितना भी train कर ले, 90% कर सकते, 100% nobody can do.
What is the exact concept of perplexity?
So perplexity is also Gen AI model. It works on the same concept. There are two things. The difference between the ChatGPT and the perplexity that I have observed, it is based on a RAG model as well, which is a retrieval augmented generation. So RAG model, what it does, it already has a specific information. Just imagine a database. उसके पास एक specified database है with proper source. ना कि वो जनरली गया ग्लोबल डेटाबेस में उसने अपने जनरेटिव मॉडल से एक स्टेटमेंट्स बनाया, पैराग्राफ बनाया और पैराग्राफ दे दिया. व्हाट परप्लेक्सिटी डिफरेंशिएटर इज, वो तो डेटा तो लेके आएगा, वो उसका सोर्स भी लेके आएगा लिंक के साथ. वो बड़ा डिफरेंशिएटर होता है. तो वी नो, जिसे वो केस लॉ का एग्जांपल दिया था कि केस लॉ पता नहीं कहाँ से आया, वो इधर नहीं होगा. जिस केस लॉ का कहीं रेफरेंस सोर्स ही नहीं है, वो केस लॉ आएगा ही नहीं, तो आपका गलत रिस्पॉन्स बनेगा ही नहीं. So that's how it is. But again, I'm not selling perplexity. It is anyways free. But still, I would prefer all of you to still also verify all the data. So just don't blindly trust any generative tool as of now. It still take like 3, 4, 5 years, maybe more, to give the like 99% accuracy. See here, can you see this share link here? So once you update this, so it will create a GPT link, just like this. See, I have added it here. I have just pinned that link, but I'll show you this. So once it updates that, it will create a link, and that link you can forward to the staff on the email. And once they click on that link, it will go to the browser, whatever the browser they are logged in with the email ID. Assumingly, let's say it's a fake email ID. एक second. It's a public link, anybody can use. As long as you share it with everyone, it can be accessed by anybody. On top of it, if somebody goes on the Explore GPT, and let's say Dhaval Kodilkar Associate GPT, or Tax Audit, or LMS GPT, so I can also access that. So it's not only you can access it, but there are lakhs of GPT. Even if we search ICAI GPT, it doesn't come. It's a huge database. 100%, and that's where their team workforce feature is. That's what I was telling you. Ek second, this is not zooming out. Yeah, ek second. So your share link is created. So here you can share anyone with the link, or put it on the GPT store, or you can copy the link and email it. So as you can see, this is my own link. So I have only kept it only me. I can share it with my firm, I can share it with my fellow professional. It's up to you how you want to use your GPT. So suddenly we are spending too much time on ChatGPT. So any other questions on GPT? Yes?
Not on GPT actually, but to what extent have you been able to use AI in transfer pricing?
So I'll tell you, there are 3 things where I use in transfer, which is exactly I've written. I'll just come back to that slide. Those are the only places I'm using AI. So whenever I have a new client setup meeting, I need to get the functional questionnaire with them to set up a meeting. So that's the questionnaire is one I get immediately. I upload basic facts of that. Again, I have all those prompts, in fact. All these are prompts which I wanted to show you, but again, I don't know, because there are 20 people in transfer pricing. But what I'll do, you can reach out to me, I'll share my details. I'll share all these prompts also with you all. I'll share this presentation also with you all. You try doing this. It will generate these 5 things for sure, and it's almost, I would say, the perfection is more into the industrial analysis than in the functional analysis. Functional, you still have to work because it's a very company specific. In industrial analysis, it gives very, in fact, more deeper understanding, more deeper data set, more deeper resources that ideally, otherwise you would have spent couple of days collating, extracting, putting it into right place.
So even if the web browsing is turned on, you can't still identify comparables or do benchmarking and all of that.
Correct. So that's what I told Chitale sir, when we have to go deeper into the benchmarking, we'll require another session on specifically transfer pricing. But you're absolutely correct. If I upload the database, or even if I share an API, let's say if a money control is a website which is publicly data sets are available, or any other website for that matter, if I share that API and if the database is being pushed through SQL into my GPT, so my GPT, based on my industry, based on my companies for whom I'm doing TP audit, can also create a benchmarking. See, eventually we are also doing that thing on the any Prowess or any other software. वही कर रहे हैं हम लोग manually कर रहे हैं. But eventually जब API share होगा तो database automatically आ जाएगा, तो मेरे 2 prompt और add हो जाएंगे उसमें कि based on the industry you search the database, give me the margins, do the transfer pricing analysis, do the sorting, go till the like 10 company stage wherever we end the complete analysis, and then that's it. Nothing will be like manually driven then. But that can be done. We can explore much more deeper dive into this when we connect on a separate day.
Thank you.
So can we move to the tax automation now? Again, this is a small example, and this is specifically on the CA GPT. Which is of ICAI's CA GPT. I have just taken a small example of how do you reconcile 26 AS, TIS, AIS. That has been such a headache over the last couple of years that kitna data aata hai AIS mein, client doesn't tell us, 26 AS mein kuch aur hai, itna reconcile karo. We have hundreds of thousands of individual clients. So काफ़ी problematic होता है. I'm sure all of you are facing this issue. Anybody has tried using any generative tools for automating 26 AS and TIS, AIS reconciliation? Nobody? ठीक है, चलो, then we'll show this. होंगे sir. The Indian economy is growing. So that's where I'm saying, if the reconciliation tool is being done automated, your cost gets reduced, your time gets reduced, you can do a volume work, you can reduce your fees.
Client will say you have done in half an hour. How much money?
No,
Client will say.
Who are asking you to tell client how you are doing it?
Manual reconciliation is done. We are saying my assistant spent 1 month.
Correct.
And if this is done, अरे half hour में किया इसका बाजार में 500 रुपए लगता है.
So then you tell them this is done in 1 week. Last year we did it in 1 month. Now we have done in 1 week. So extra premium.
Means I agree that this has to be used secretly without client knowing.
Obviously. That's why you are all CA members only. The word of mouth is not going outside this hall. So I'll just pull out one 26 AS. I'll pull out one TIS. And mind you, I'm using direct tax GPT of ICAI. We can use the custom also, but I'll try using first ICAI GPT. So again, as you can see in the prompt, I have written, you are an income tax consultant. तो उसका role define हो गया कि भाई मैं income tax consultant हूँ, मुझे reconciliation करना है. So then, these are all prompts I can also share with you later on as well. This is how the response is generated. This is a reconciliation. So you can see the head of income, name of the deductor, amount in 26S, TDS in 26S, amount in TIS, TDS in TIS, difference between 26S, TIS, what is the reason of difference, and what is the potential reason of difference. If there is no difference, there is zero. You can add books, definitely, but if you are maintaining books for the individual.
I did not find that column.
100%, sir. 100%. I can add 4, 5, any amount of columns that you want.
Okay.
There is no restriction. So that's the beauty of it. Whatever you want, it will be possible. So that,
In some cases, in distribution case, two, one item are appear double.
correct.
Then how it is reflected here?
So it will do two things. Again, I'll go back to my earlier discussion. A custom GPT. अभी मैं तो ICAI का GPT use कर रहा हूँ. It is not trained to do reconciliation. What I would do, I would go to the custom GPT, उसको मैं perfect करूँगा for a couple of hours. It won't take sir more than 8 to 10 hours. एक बार वो perfect हो गया, पूरे साल use करो, and the more you use it every year, the more it gets better. So 100% it will happen. And as sir said, data भी डालो tally का, ERP का, if the individual client is maintaining the books of accounts, upload that. The three-way reconciliation will happen. मतलब मैं बोलता हूँ, as soon as the TDS return for Q4 is filed, as soon as the AIS is generated, 31st May, you all can send the reconciliation automatically to all the individual clients. Boom. वो client भी surprise होंगे. अरे तो 1 जून को ही ITR आ गया. और एक स्टेप में आगे जा रहा हूँ. मैं बोलता हूँ उसको कॉम्पिटिशन भी बना ही दो, इतना बना दिया तो मैं कहाँ विनमैन में बनाओ, कहाँ कोई सॉफ्टवेयर में बनाओ, क्लियर टैक्स में बनाओ. एक ड्राफ्ट कॉम्पिटिशन भी मुझे बना के दे ही दो. इतना रिकन्सिलिएशन इज ऑलरेडी बीइंग टेकन केयर ऑफ देन. एंड आई थिंक दिस इज अ बेसिक पार्ट, यू ऑल हैव सीन दिस. अब I'll this is the restriction now, and now I'll tell you in the basic GPT how things will work. The reason being the ICAI has put that personal data off feature. See the difference between both the GPTs. थोड़ा यहाँ पे formatting better है, थोड़ा यहाँ पे reasoning different है. Now I'll put the computation also. And now I can also tell them, okay, please share a quick plan for the tax savings for the client considering the above tax computations. कि मैं जब उनको भेजूंगा मैं सिर्फ computation नहीं भेजता हूँ, reconciliation नहीं भेजता हूँ, मैं उनको एक suggestion भी देता हूँ कि यार this is how you can plan your tax, maybe you missed this year, you can plan it out next year. So that is the value addition that we all should do. And again, that can be charged as a premium to the client. That's a differentiator for you as a CA. It will give you those basic suggestions all. So on and so forth. That's how it will work. So that's how the at least individual tax can be automated. Reconciliations are automated. Don't spend time, sir, not even 1 hour should be now spent on a reconciliation of any data. Whatever it is, don't spend, try these tools. If it doesn't work, try custom GPT. 99% it will work. Because end of the day, it's just data is compared with data. There is no big rocket science in this. All right? Any questions on this? Yes?
Sometimes in case of computation, the capital gain tax, regarding capital gain taxation, some share of security is in the name of Mrs. HSP. Wife, their name may apply. And actually,
Joint name, if the equity, let's say if equity is being held in a joint account. Work होता है sir, होता है. You won't believe the use case which I showed in hackathon. That included how do you calculate the TDS on the shareholders. So let's say if I'm having a listed entity as a client, they have declared a dividend, they have 1.5 lakh shareholders. How do I automate that? मैं 1.5 लाख रो एक्सेल में बैठ के एक shareholder का TDS डाल के बैठूंगा, तो तब तक तो next dividend आ जाएगा. So it is that tough. So that's why I automated that. That is being used with the Copilot. Because whenever you are going into an Excel, that's where the restrictions of all the tools in the world comes in, because Microsoft has kept that close-ended. You want to do anything in Excel with generative, you use Copilot. And again, that's also 2,000 per month. You can get that also as a paid version. The only thing is you have to convert the data into a table, then give the prompts. So if you see that hackathon video, it's available on the YouTube and the AI ICAI website as well. All the prompts are also there. You can just copy prompts, paste it. At least your 99% accurate TDS on the shareholders' dividend will be computed. And you can charge whatever amount to your client. as long as you know it's hardly taken a couple of hours. But for the client, they know it takes like 10 days, 15 days, 20 days. So you make it, prepare it, just send it after 10 days maybe. नहीं तो क्लाइंट तो बोल देगा ना 2 दिन में भेजा तो पैसे भी कम लो, ऐसे तो नहीं चलेगा. Yes.
I have one basic question.
Yes.
Does the prompt have to have the same nomenclature as the file name?
Not necessary.
So ChatGPT or Perplexity has the
Yeah. Because they know कि ये data मेरे पास है, irrespective of the naming of it, it will apply its knowledge.
And even if the file is named as book 1, it will still understand it is 26 AS, for example.
Yes. Because eventually what they are doing, even if the file's name is book 1, in the file you have the form 26 AS, reconciliation, TDS statement, so it will read it. Because end of the day what it is doing, वो PDF से data उठा रहा है. तो सारे text आप imagine करो, वो तारे ज़मीन पर movie में कैसे text घूमते थे उसके आसपास, तो वो सारे text बाहर आ रहे हैं. इधर से 26 AS का text बाहर आ रहा है, इधर से AIS का text बाहर आ रहा है, वेदांता दिख गया, सामने का amount उठा के उसने reconciliation दे दिया. But the best result you will get when you try developing your own GPT. Normally भी अच्छा देता है, but if you have to do professionally and forever काम करना है तो थोड़ा मेहनत करना है. So any other question? Let's say financial statements. This is just a basic balance sheet and a P&L and the notes to accounts. And again, it's a public limited company, so data is there in the public domain. I'm just skipping the first two, it's basic ones. So what I'm going to tell it that, and I'm not now writing that you are a Caro auditor. Tell me why? Good. You are with me. So I'm just telling you, analyze the Caro clauses in detail, report on each clause, that's how my time is saved. So मेरे को छोटा prompt लिखना पड़ा. So on each clause based on the relevant information, so what it's going to do, it has a Caro at the back end. तो कारो का 21 clause निकाल के it will going to check in this financial statement कि what are the important clauses that are applicable on this balance sheet, P&L, notes to accounts, and I am going to retrieve that information and put it into the Caro report. I'll still put this as well, so that it doesn't just give me the analysis, it gives me the report as well. So now it is searching its own knowledge base. It is there at the back end. ICAI guideline, all those things, I have done it here. So it started giving me the data, whatever is the loan generated, statutory dues, compliances of deposits. And then what I can do, I can specifically tell it that download the Caro report in Word format. So it will also give me the downloadable format. Because when you generate your own tools, no, it's going to give you the downloadable Excel, downloadable Word, which sometimes वो copy paste में हम देख रहे थे ना, issue होता है, copy paste में issue होता है. तो आप custom में उसको वो भी समझा दो कि ये Excel के लिए बना है, ये Word के लिए बना है. So now again I can just tell them कि please check if there are any disputed dues and provide me the specific clause. तो ये सिर्फ specific clause के questions raise करने, you can do that. Generalize करने, you can do that. So now because this is a pre-trained model, now it's giving me 2 options. तो ये train होगा. The moment I select this option or that option ना, मेरा model साथ में train हो रहा है. तो मेरे जो office में जो colleagues हैं ना, वो आज मेरे साथ है, 2 साल बाद नहीं होंगे, तो भी उनका 2 साल का knowledge में उन्होंने जो selection किया होगा, उनका thought process, वो record हो रहा है मेरे पास. So maybe I can just select any one of it. I feel this is a paragraph, this is a bullet, so I might go with the bullet pointers. कि GST में इतना statutory disputed due है, pending litigations, I prefer this. तो memory update करेगा backend में. So that is the only differentiating point I wanted to show you on the Caro. Rest I think all are covered by our initial speaker. Now we can move to the showstopper. The new tool, Gamma, I think a couple of people have already used it, and I had covered this tool in the Coffee GPT session also that happened in a couple of weeks back. So So what this tool does, this is basically a presentation tool which generates a presentation. So I think a lot of you guys are investors, right? You said I'm an investor, I'm a trader. तो आप कितने लोग आपकी जो भी इन्वेस्टी कंपनी है आपकी जहाँ पे आपने फंड्स इन्वेस्ट किए लिस्टेड एंटिटीज में, how many of you use review their investor presentations? मतलब स्टडी तो करते होगे ना इन्वेस्ट करने से पहले? Only 5-6. अच्छा लो एनुअल रिपोर्ट्स कितने पढ़ते हैं? एनुअल रिपोर्ट ज़्यादा लोग पढ़ते हैं, ठीक है. So another question, whenever you are doing audit for your client, तो do you prepare annual report या फिर वो सिर्फ computation balance sheet notes to account trial balance ही दे देते हैं उनको? और उनका भी investors presentation kind of executive summary PDF बनाते हो? I'll tell you that also, sir. See, when you give value without being charged at the first instance, the second time they will come with the value. So you give value, अगर मैं 100 रुपए का काम करके दूंगा तो मेरे को 100 रुपए देंगे. मैं 1000 रुपए का काम करके दूंगा, they might pay me 500. So that's the thought process. So this tool, what will it will be used for. Let's say मैंने मेरे client को audit finalize कर दिया. I am sending them the financial statements. So right now how most of the people are doing it, कि भाई PDF sign करके या scan करके भिजवा दिया या courier कर दिया, physical कर दिया. But what if I give them a kind of a 6-8 pager summary, which is like a listed company's investor presentation? Won't there be a wow factor for the client? Won't they be referring your CA firm to the other clients? Definitely yes. They are saying, यार ये तो मेरे को extra दे रहा है. In India में lot of people, lot of क्या मतलब 100 billion, सारे 140 billion people are interested कि extra कुछ चाहिए. तो ये extra है, ऐसे समझो. And they will definitely be with you for the longer term. They will give 2 more clients. So even if they don't pay you, sir, your goodwill is invaluable. So without wasting much time, I'll quickly go to the tool. So this is the tool gamma.app. So I'm going to create a new document. So there are 3 ways. You can either put a text related stuff, you can put a prompting and give it, or you can straight away import a file. Because I have the financial statements prepared for the client, audited statements, I'll import that PDF. I'll show you what PDF also I'm importing. अभी मैं simple balance sheet और P&L upload कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है? That's it. Just 4 pages. Upload a file. This is the prompt I'm writing. Please prepare a quick financial performance summary based on the financial statement uploaded for the investor presentations. Please include the detailed key indicators such as revenue, profit before tax, profit after tax, key financial ratios, assets and liability analysis, key expenses, and growth drivers. यहाँ पे again I have not used a role. Reason being, ये generative नहीं है. जो data मैं दूंगा, उससे ये मेरे को data बना के देगा. उसका खुद का कोई दिमाग नहीं, it will not apply. It is just a presentation tool. आप मेरे को summary information दो, मैं आपको presentable information दूंगा. It's just that. So you can use for a document also, but right now we'll focus on the presentation. So what it has done now, जो मैंने upload किए थे balance sheet, again OCR based, text has been taken out, and I'll just put a prompt here on top of it. I can select, I want a condensed format, brief format, medium, detailed. For now, I'll just put a shortened content, medium content. A lot of features, you all can use it. You can select how many pages you want, 5 cards, 8 cards. You can select whatever the number of cards you want, then continue. Then it will be asked to provide a theme. What kind of a theme you would want? Obviously, the financial presentation, I would go for the professional theme. You can use any other themes. Let's see if I use, let me use this tool maybe. I'll use this one and I'll tell them to generate this. So what it is going to do, it is going to prepare a very nice investor presentation of a Zomato with the proper key analysis, what the proper analysis of year-on-year changes, breakdown of the assets, breakdown of the liabilities, key performance indicators, trends of the profitability, growth drivers, percentage whatever the key percentage you want. Just imagine you are preparing these 8 pages और उसके नीचे आप आपके client के balance sheet और वो जो भेज रहे हो सालों से वो लगा रहे हो. What impact it will give to the client? Client might tell you, boss, इसका कुछ charge है तो ले लो. मेरे साथ हुआ है. Client has paid me a premium for giving the premium service. So I'll show you the complete PDF. You can download it and maybe make some changes. Again, मेरे पास एक base तो ready हो गया मेरी टीम के पास. मेरे तो base भी काफ़ी perfect base है. But I can still play around with the images. I can still play around with the information. I can add something, reduce something. But this is a good point to start. Don't you think so? ये use करोगे आप? Maybe अभी audit just conclude हुए ना, तो share नहीं किए होंगे, तो इसके साथ share करके देखो. And maybe whenever we meet next time, do let me know the feedback of the clients. And referral. I might take a royalty. So when you register your account, you will get somewhere around 500 credits. And in 500 credits, you can at least generate 10 financial statements ka presentation. You can still pay, sir. It is not very costly. It is again some $20-30 only. And आपको monthly करके cancel कर देना है. पूरे साल नहीं चलाना है. Audit के एक ही महीने चाहिए ना. September में subscription लो. Cancel कर दो बाद में. $20 में खत्म करो ना. तो क्यों हमको पूरा साल भर खींचना है? सर 1600 रुपये में 10 कंपनी का एनुअल रिपोर्ट का प्रेजेंटेशन बन रहा है. 160 रुपीज़ पर कंपनी. क्लाइंट 20-25 हज़ार तो मिनिमम सोचेगा मन में कि इतना मेहनत किया है टीम ने, इतना प्रेजेंटेशन बनाया है, तो उसका कुछ तो वैल्यू है. एंड अगेन यू कैन पुट एनोनिमस, जो एनोनिमाइजेशन है वो करके कर सकते हो. बिकॉज एज लॉन्ग एज द डेटा इज ABC प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, नोबडी केयर्स. द मोमेंट योर क्लाइंट्स नेम कम्स इन, you will have that data privacy, security issue, falana, dimkana.
So my question regarding to this, what
Yes.
about the data confidential?
That's what I said. You anonymize the data. अब यहाँ पे तो Zomato public था तो मैंने अपलोड कर दिया. What I would do, मेरे क्लाइंट का बैलेंस शीट में मैं ऊपर एडिट कर दूंगा, फाइंड रिप्लेस, ABC जो भी. Who cares?
You can edit that after download, right?
हाँ, डाउनलोड होने के बाद तो Zomato लिख के आएगा या फिर ABC लिख के आएगा. ABC का फाइंड रिप्लेस. It take 5 minutes. It will still save a lot of time. And see, अगर मैं खुद ऐसा बनाते बैठूँ तो मेरे को तो थीम फाइनलाइज करो, फॉर्मेटिंग करो, हेडिंग्स लिखो, इमेज सिलेक्ट करो. एंड द गुड थिंग अबाउट दैट, अगर आपको इसमें कुछ यू डोंट लाइक इट, लेट्स से मेरे को इसमें और कुछ चेंज करना है, ठीक है, a lot of options. You edit it, you make it more improvised, change the theme, do whatever the 10 different things that you want to do. These are all like PPT tools. Just that the tools that you use in PPT also. You can edit those tools also, put some graphs here. So a lot of options are there. So my purpose is to just put you on the vehicle. You have to accelerate it and drive your way to making a 2x of your firm's operation within next 1 year. Any question further on this? I hope you all like this tool. एंड जस्ट मैंने एक यूज़ केस कहा है. लेट्स से मैं क्लाइंट के पास जा रहा हूँ, मेरे फर्म का कुछ डेटाबेस लेके, आई एम पिचिंग अ क्लाइंट. आई कैन पुट माई एंगेजमेंट लेटर हियर एंड मेक अ प्रेजेंटेबल एंगेजमेंट लेटर, मेक अ पार्टनर्स प्रोफाइल, मेक अ फर्म प्रोफाइल. Hundreds of use cases, sir. Just think, I want to prepare a presentation of what? Presentation of due diligence report, presentation for the funding that my startup company wants to go for. Put a data, get a presentation, basic presentation ready, and then you go ahead with it. Because a Gamma is, I would not say it's a Gen AI tool. You have seen the narrow AI, जैसे Siri है, या फिर you have Alexa. So you say, hello Alexa, play this song. So I'm saying, hello Gamma, this is the PDF, give me presentable PDF. तो उसने कुछ दिमाग नहीं लगाया, उसने प्रोग्राम फॉलो किया. It's a programming. It's not a generative AI. It is not generating anything of its own. It is generating the database entirely based on the financial statement and based on the prompt I have given कि मेरे को ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए. So it will not give anything of its own. So the probability of hallucination are less. Any further questions? Document also and website also. You want to see any other feature? I'm happy to show you. Let's say, let me see if I can do something with my website. So मैंने मेरा website का link दिया, ठीक है? I'll tell them मेरा brochure बना दो.
From
So-
ChatGPT, we cannot make the presentations.
No, not yet. It might come in future. Right now, it's not allowed. So this is basically my website of my company. So let's see how it is preparing. I'm just keeping it very basic right now, just for the sake of showing you all. So I can send this presentation to any number of clients, that what all services we do, what do we assist, what are our different kind of services we provide, what are our basic features. तो मेरा ये एटलीस्ट ब्रोशर बन गया बेसिक सा. I can maybe update this and then share it with the client. So now you will start seeing the images are being also generated. So that's it. If you have your any CA firm, you have your any business, you have website. I think website is very common, everybody has it. The brochures are the tough part that people get irritated of graphic designing and all. So you put a URL, you prepare this, and then improvise karo. So 100 use cases. See, it's pretty nicely made. So because I'm more into the accounts outsourcing, so you'll find the foreigners' images have been taken from my website. Yeah, I'll show you that also. Then it's a reverse thing. You have to have some content, then ask him to create a website. I'll show you that as well. So this is your web page, sir. These are all sections of your website. My thing, why it has taken so many things, because right now just I have created that accounting allies website. So that way that same account data, they are capturing it. So ये मेरा website at least landing page बन गया. It's enough. Landing page भी आज के CA firms का इतना बहुत अच्छा नहीं होता है. तो at least landing page तो हम ठीक बना ही सकते. People will get that wow factor. मतलब 2-3 things. Whenever somebody goes on your website, it has to be impressive. That's the first impression that we put out. So that's how it is. And then I guess again your honestly even you can do this in a tools like Figma. How many of you have used Figma? तो Figma tool आप देखो, it's easy to create a website on that. Figma, Figma. I'll show you it. And this is the tool. It's like जैसे हम PPT बनाते हैं ना, you take a transition, put it here, take a transition, put it there. So Figma is the tool for it's like a PPT tool for creating a website. So you can definitely use this as well. So you can use new design, etc., etc. So any questions till now? So I think a couple of questions that were raised earlier. I think data privacy I have addressed, the ChatGPT and its data confidentiality I have addressed. How to create a firm-specific GPT I have addressed. There was one more, I think, question that was raised by one gentleman, that he was saying, can you upload a trial balance and get a Schedule 3 balance sheet? So for that, I have created my own personal tool that we are using. Right now, it's still under the beta phase. It's not yet available for the general public use, but for sure, that tool, so what I do in that tool, Tally, SAP, Oracle, NetSuite, Zoho, I have linked with this, integrated with this. So what it does, it takes a trial balance, it takes a chart of accounts, and it takes the transactions files. Let's say in Tally, it takes it in an XML format or a text format. I upload that on my portal. The programming is already done on the RAG system, which I have explained earlier. The RAG is not a general database, but a specific design database. So on the RAG system, it applies the knowledge, what is the ledger grouping, And in a schedule 3, that grouping or that ledger should go under the what head of income or expense or assets or liability. For example, in a schedule 3 P&L, you don't have a heads like salary, bonus, or employee welfare. It all goes under the employee benefit expenses. So what my tool does, it automates all those tasks. You don't need to manually map the ledgers. There are two ways of mapping the ledger. First, what my tool does, first it maps it based on the grouping, which is straightforward, asset, asset, FA, current asset, current asset. Then on the second level, it maps it based on the AI, based on the RAG model. जैसे salary है, employee benefit. Depreciation, depreciation. जैसे bonus है, employee benefit. PF, employee benefit. तो वो ऑटो मैप होते हैं, मुझे मैपिंग करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती फाइनेंशियल्स की. मेरे फाइनेंशियल्स इज लाइक 1 अप्रैल को रेडी हो जाते हैं. आई जस्ट अपलोड द डेटा फ्रॉम द टैली, download the PDF, schedule 3 with the digital signature boxes created on it. The only thing pending is I click on that, sign it with the DSC. So that's how I use that tool. For the conflict reasons, I cannot show that to you all right now here, being for the different session we have come here. But for sure, whenever we come again next time or maybe in another event, if we happen to meet, I'll show you how that tool works. But again, that is on the beta version right now. I've just given for 5 CA firms to use it, and we have trained this year. So the results will be fruitful in the next March. So definitely that will be something to watch out for. Any questions, sir, before we conclude? But that's how the future is going to be. Nobody is going to prepare Schedule 3. Nobody is going to prepare Ind-AS FS. And you won't believe, after some point in time, nobody is even going to do the audit. Even audit is going to be automated, because the test of details is something I'm achieving in next 2 months. I'm automating test of details. So I'm not even sampling. For me, 100% data will be audited. जो भी डेटा है क्लाइंट का 100% ट्रांजैक्शन, 1 रुपए से 1 करोड़ कितना भी ट्रांजैक्शन हो, everything will be audited from the source of truth. So that model is what right now we are developing. So I think that's the website, and that's it. This is just a QR code. If you all want to connect with me, you can just scan this. It's reacting a bit vague. Yeah, you all can just scan this QR code to connect with me. It will have all the important details about my contact. You all should also do this. It's not big task. You can generate a QR code, put your name. You just have to click one button there, the contact will be saved, my website will be saved, my LinkedIn ID will be saved, my X ID will be saved, so many different things. So any other questions? We have still time till the time you all are interested. Done? All done? Thank you so much.